Hi, folks. Aaron Dorr here with the New York State Firearms Association. And, folks, we are back with video updates for you guys on gun control and the fight for Second Amendment freedom in a major way. We always have problems with big tech and social media trying to censor us on our page or suspend us on our page. But we are back, and we're going to have a ton of information coming to you on this platform in the days, weeks, and months ahead. There's major fights coming in Albany next session on a whole host of gun control bills, and you're going to hear about those from us if you're not already hearing about us or hearing about them from us via our email and direct mail programs. But for this video today, our debut video, kind of getting back in the saddle, I want to talk to you guys about an issue that has come up in the last couple of days because our members in Western New York received this little flyer from Congressman Chris Jacobs in the last couple of days, and it made us kind of smirk because it's an interesting flyer, and we're going to talk about this today because one of the things that we have to deal with as gun owners in New York, besides the radical ghouls, the soulless, bloodthirsty ghouls in Albany and in D.C., who want to disarm us and to take away all of our rights to defend ourselves against criminals and tyrants. Besides those, we have to deal with backstabbing moderates who come along, and after they profess to be pro-gun in election time, they come along and they betray us when we need them the most. That happened in the SAFE Act in 2013. We all know that. That happened with Red Flag Gun Seizures in 2019. We all know that. And that's a real problem because if we can't even count on our friends to vote the right way, then we're in a real problem. And so we have to call out our friends when they vote the wrong way and betray gun owners. And that's the purpose of this video here because Congressman Jacobs did a very nice flyer, so a lot of people got this in the mail. And the back is all about the upcoming deer hunting season and the season dates, the season times. The front's all about his strong stance. It says, defending the Second Amendment in New York's 27th District. And he talks about the pro-gun bills that he has co-sponsored. And I'm just going to give you a little behind-the-curtains peek here. I've worked in D.C. I've been on Capitol Hill this year fighting for the Second Amendment and trying to stop the out-of-control gun control bills that have been moving through the Congress. And I can tell you that when the Republicans are in the minority, it's really easy to come across pro-gun. It's not that hard. You find a couple bills that have been filed by the Republicans to be good on guns, and you co-sponsor it. Just check the box. It's not that hard. The bill's not going to move in Nancy Pelosi's Congress or Nancy Pelosi's House. But what it does do when you support those bills is it allows you to publish little statements like this and list off all of these bills that you've co-sponsored, and then that just kind of checks the box. You see, gun owners back home, they know I'm pro-gun. I just told them I co-sponsored these bills. What you don't do, though, in this flyer, Congressman Jacobs, is tell gun owners the bill that you actually voted on. You see, co-sponsoring is nice, but that's a token, especially when you're in the minority. It's the votes you cast on bills that are actually on the floor. That is where the rubber meets the road. And folks, you've got to know that of all the bills that Congressman Jacobs mentions on this flyer, he somehow forgot to mention H.R. 4350 and his yes vote for that on the floor of Congress. And folks, we're going to break that down for you right now. Everyone in New York knows what a red flag gun seizure is. We have them in New York. We suffer with this unconstitutional, tyrannical bullshit that allows anybody to make up a complaint against us and then give a liberal judge the ability to seize your firearms before you've been arrested or convicted of anything. And because they're all done through ex parte hearings, in your absence or in secret, you never even know about it until the SWAT team comes to your door and says, hey, we're here for your guns. And they might come and knock, or they might come and not knock. We know what these are in New York. We live with them. So it was very unusual, very disheartening, very infuriating to see Congressman Jacobs cast a yes vote for H.R. 4350. This is the National Defense Authorization Act. This is the national funding bill for our military. This bill is what funds all the operations of the military for the upcoming year. And so what Nancy Pelosi did is she stuck red flag gun seizure laws into our military. They would attach to the military, not the civilian population. And she's daring the Republicans, to stop her. She's just daring them to stop her because she's hoping that she can get the moderates to come over and vote for this bill, hoping that we're not going to find out about it in the cheap seats, and then build support for passing red flags on top of the entire country. And sadly, that's what Chris Jacobs did. H.R. 4350, he is a yes vote on this bill. And hundreds of members of Congress voted the right way. Hundreds of members of Congress voted no on this. Other Republican members of Congress right here in New York were no votes on this because the last thing that we should ever do is put red flag gun seizures into our military. Again, they allow you to be disarmed before you have ever been charged or convicted of anything. The seizure orders, these decisions are made in secret court hearings that the military member in question cannot even attend. He won't even know about it. She won't even know about it. But unlike a civilian red flag gun seizure order that impacts gun owners like you and me in New York, what this would do to a member of the military would destroy their career. If they are unable to possess firearms, they obviously cannot serve in the United States military. And if that's the case, they're going to be drummed out, and it's going to come with a dishonorable discharge. For those who are not military veterans, I am not a military veteran, but for those who aren't and don't know about this, that's very much like having a felony conviction on your record. It will haunt you for the rest of your life and impact your ability to own guns for the rest of your life. And so to have this legislation be brought forth as a negotiating tactic by the radical left is disgusting. Disgusting. But what's more disgusting is to see Republicans who tell us that they're pro-gun vote for this crap. And that's what Congressman Jacobs did. Again, the bill is H.R. 4350. It is a 3,000-plus page long bill, but the actual bill number is, I lost the bill number right now. I believe it's page 293 through 297. That's what I'm being told right now offline. You can check it out for yourself, and you can see that Congressman Jacobs, when we needed him to stand on the floor and say, Madam Speaker, I rise against this tyranny. I rise against this garbage, which would attack our own military with red flag gun seizure laws. It would take our men and women in uniform and drum them out of the military, destroy their careers, and ruin their lives before they've ever been charged or convicted of anything. And while I would never vote for red flag gun seizures on the civilian population, I'll damn sure not vote to target our military with a red flag gun seizure. If you want my vote to fund our military, remove this trash. That's what Congressman Jacobs should have said. But he didn't do that. He didn't do that. He stabbed us in the back and voted yes. And guys, there's just no other way to say it. I mean, you can look it up yourself. It's H.R. 4350. The roll call number, the actual number of the vote, is roll call number 293. And you can see all of this on congress.gov. It's very easy to see it. You can type in congress.gov, type in the bill number, go to the bottom, hit actions, and then scroll down, and you'll see the roll call vote, September 23, 2021, 9:02 p.m., roll call number 293 on H.R. 4350. You see, this is the problem that we have. We can't even get Republicans to vote the right way when we need them, and we wonder then why the Democrats feel free to attack us ad nauseum. This has to stop. The Republicans in New York have taken advantage of gun owners for a very long time. I'm fully well aware the left is the enemy. No question about it. They're soulless ghouls who hate freedom, they hate gun owners, and they hate our Second Amendment. But that's the thing. That's known. That's quantifiable. That we all know. It's objective. It's not even a secret. But they're being aided. They're being aided by Republicans who tell us they're pro-gun in election time and then do crap like this once they're in office. This happens in D.C., this happens in Albany, and we are going to, by God, call it out when we see it. So, folks, if you want to call Congressman Jacobs, his phone number is 202-225-5265. Again, 202-225-5265. And just tell him, I don't care about the pro-gun bills you co-sponsored when you know they're not going to go anywhere. I care about the votes that you've actually cast on the floor. And the fact that you would betray us, betray our military, and vote for a red flag gun seizure, that's what has my attention. So, folks, if you want to contact him, feel free to do so. That's his phone number. You can also email him. You can also hit him on Facebook. And by hit, I mean contact. Just want to be clear on that. You can contact him on Facebook. Just make sure he knows this isn't going to work. We're not okay with you telling us you're pro-gun with these cute little slicks and then not actually doing for it, fighting for us, rather, when the actual rubber meets the road and you're actually voting. It's not okay. It's not okay. And, folks, we will always tell you the truth and call out what's going on, whether it's in Albany or whether it's in D.C. That is the purpose of, that's why we exist. We're not playing all the old games of pretending that our friends who make mistakes are still our friends as long as we get a selfie. We're here to fight for our freedom and to save our state and save our country. And this is the opposite of that. And Chris Jacobs should apologize for what he has done, and he should do a public statement asking for the forgiveness of the voters in the 27th Congressional District. Guys, that's what I have time for right now. If you are not yet a member of the New York State Firearms Association, go to our website, NewYorkStateFirearmsAssociation.org, and get signed up. You can also go to joinnysfa.com and get signed up. If you are a member, please renew your support today. Next session begins in just a couple of weeks. There's a major fights coming, and we need your support. So get involved, guys. Share our video and contact Congressman Jacobs. Thank you.